Imagine Germany not as one country, but as hundreds. Before 1871, the land we know as Germany was a jigsaw puzzle of kingdoms, duchies, and free cities. This messy setup was part of the Holy Roman Empire, a vast and often chaotic entity. These small states constantly vied for power, creating a complex web of alliances and rivalries. There was little sense of a shared German identity, with local princes holding sway over their territories. This lack of unity made it difficult for the German-speaking people to act as a single nation. Life in these scattered states was varied. Some, like Bavaria and Saxony, were relatively large and influential. Others were tiny, little more than a single town and its surrounding farmland. Trade and travel were difficult. Imagine crossing multiple borders with their own taxes and regulations just to go a short distance. This fragmentation left the German states vulnerable to outside interference and hindered their economic development. The desire for a unified Germany began to simmer during the Napoleonic Wars. Napoleon's conquests shattered the old order of the Holy Roman Empire, sparking a sense of German nationalism. People began to long for a strong and united Germany that could stand up to foreign powers. This growing national consciousness paved the way for the events that would eventually lead to German unification. The yearning for unity wouldn't be silenced, setting the stage for a powerful kingdom to take the lead. In the heart of this fragmented Germany, one state began to rise above the rest: Prussia. Unlike its rivals, Prussia boasted a strong military tradition and a centralized government. Prussia's rulers, the Hohenzollern dynasty, were ambitious and eager to expand their power. They implemented reforms that strengthened the army and streamlined the bureaucracy, creating a formidable force on the European stage. Leading the charge was Frederick II, known as Frederick the Great. A brilliant military strategist and cunning diplomat, Frederick transformed Prussia into a major European power through a series of successful wars. His victories in the War of Austrian Succession and the 7 Years' War earned Prussia new territories and prestige, but also sowed the seeds of rivalry with Austria. The rivalry between Prussia and Austria, the two most powerful German states, became a defining feature of 19th century German politics. Both states sought to dominate the German Confederation, a loose association of German states created after the Napoleonic Wars. Austria, with its long imperial history, initially held the upper hand. However, Prussia's growing economic and military might, coupled with its embrace of industrialization, tipped the scales in its favor. The stage was set for a showdown between these two giants, a clash that would determine the fate of German unification. The architect of German unification was Otto von Bismarck, Prussia's cunning and ruthless minister-president. A master of realpolitik, a political philosophy that emphasized pragmatism and power over ideology, Bismarck believed that Prussia's destiny was to unite Germany under its rule. He famously declared that the great questions of the day would not be settled by speeches and majority votes, but by iron and blood. Bismarck was a master of manipulating international relations. He skillfully isolated Austria from its allies, ensuring that Prussia would face minimal interference in its quest for unification. He provoked a series of short, decisive wars that cemented Prussia's dominance over the German states. The Second Schleswig War against Denmark in 1864 brought the duchies of Schleswig and Holstein under Prussian control. The Austro-Prussian War of 1866, a swift and decisive Prussian victory, effectively excluded Austria from German affairs. Bismarck's final masterstroke was the Franco-Prussian War of 1870–71. He skillfully manipulated France into declaring war on Prussia, rallying the southern German states to Prussia's side. The Prussian army, equipped with superior weaponry and tactics, crushed the French forces in a series of battles. The war ended in a humiliating defeat for France and the capture of Napoleon III. More importantly, the war created a surge of German nationalism that swept away any remaining resistance to unification. On January 18, 1871, at the Palace of Versailles, the German Empire was proclaimed with Prussian King Wilhelm I as its Kaiser. The unification of Germany under Prussian leadership marked a turning point in European history. A new European power had arrived, one with a large population, a powerful industrial base, and a strong military. the balance of power on the continent was forever altered. The newly unified Germany wasted no time in asserting itself on the world stage.